What you heard? Shit, we living in hell. They don't wanna see a young nigga ball, they just wanna put us in jail. Yeah, you can't stop my fucking shine, no, you can't stop my shine. And that's the fucking bottom line, yeah, that's the bottom line. I heard you niggas fucking snitching, know you dropping dimes. But I ain't going back to prison, motherfuck some time. Cause we get it from the mud, all my bloods and my cousins. In the club smoking bud, show some love cause we dug up. So raise your fucking flag and throw your set. If you're living for the day, ain't you banging for a check. Going out the hallway, going out the hallway. Gotta think it take me out, gotta think it take me out. Bitch, I'm in my own lane, bitch, I'm in my own lane. Feel like it's my destiny, yeah. I'm God of a king, son of a queen. Give me my rings, I'm taking my crown, standing my ground as I walk with my feet upon the earth. Holy hell, heaven fell upon this holy tight turf. Shit, I'm going out the hallway, going out the hallway. Gotta think it take me out, gotta think it take me out. Bitch, I'm in my own lane, we live in hell. They don't wanna see it's my destiny, wanna put us in jail. Yeah, you can't stop my fucking shine, no, you can't stop my shine. And that's the fucking bottom line, yeah, that's the bottom line. I heard you niggas fucking snitching, know you dropping dimes. But I ain't going back to prison, motherfuck some time. Cause we get it from the mud, all my bloods and my cousins. In the club smoking bud, show some love cause we dug up. So raise your fucking flag and throw your set. If you living for the day, ain't you banging for a check. I was thinking to myself, and I was talking to myself, and I was looking at myself. Yeah, I was staring at myself, while myself was telling me to give the fuck up on the ground. I told myself to fuck yourself and get the fuck away from around. While myself was telling me and trying to put me in a cell, I told myself to fuck yourself and take yourself and go ahead. Cause I'm the true and living spirit in a young black male, and I come to unveil the spell of the tale. Ghosts. Shit, fuck what you talk about. This plane that we stand on is flat. The earth is not a spinning ball. Fuck what you heard. Fuck you talk about. Vaccines. They don't wanna see a young motherfucker killing us slowly. Yeah, you can't stop my fucking shine, no, you can't stop my shine. And that's the fucking bottom line, yeah, that's the bottom line. I heard you niggas fucking snitching, know you dropping dimes. But I ain't going back to prison, motherfuck some time. Cause we get it from the mud, all my bloods and my cousins. In the club smoking bud, show some love cause we dug up. So raise your fucking flag and throw your set. If you living for the day, ain't you banging for a check.
Huey, King cut the motherfucking rap money. Ain't no motherfucking dummy.
Yes, peoples, welcome to the Discord. We are in the place. Just waiting for Cryptos to undeafen his ears so I can go live. But yeah, people, we live, just waiting for Cryptos. As soon as he comes in. Hello to everybody on YouTube. We are up in the Discord. If you don't know by now, that's the place to be. YouTube chat is kind of secondary, so if you can get yourself up in here, you can get on the panel. Yeah, today we're building about social media, mind control, rollouts, Psy-ops, the whole social media being a Psy-op, you know, alternative media, decentralized media. That's why we're here in the Discord, you know. We're gonna show some new, I think, new social media sites you can sign up to today. White Magician's been posting a few of these in here. Vimeo, what we got here? Instead of Gmail, Tatonta. Instead of Google, Duck and Go. And I think we got to build on how we delete our information off Google and things like that. So anybody want to speak on that? Hello, peoples.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Yeah, what were we building on just before we started? Because our build was real deep before we started. I was hoping we should have really recorded that, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I wasn't here when you guys first started, but we were talking about how um that we have new IDs coming out, and we're supposed to have it by 2020. Everybody needs to have it by 2030. And we're talking about how these ID driver's license is for us to be controlled more between states. For instance, if I go to California and visit my family, I have to show that ID no matter what. That ID is considered as our Social Security, as our what is it, our born certificate, um, of course, of driving, and to leave the country. It's a passport. But I was saying that to state, we shouldn't have that, but unfortunately, we will have that. So if I want to go different states,
You cut out there, right
oh,
there.
sorry, every so say like I live on the west side, okay, and I want to travel to the east coast. Every state, say like I'm driving, every state I have to show my ID, which is dumb because you're still in the United States. I can understand if you're out going to another country, then use it. But when you go in state to state, you can't. For instance, another way too, I was thinking is that if there's chaos in my state, I can't cross California, or something happens to California, they can't cross to Arizona. So it's about controlling where you're at, what you're doing, and other beyond that. So no matter no matter what we do, try to do, they're still one step ahead of us, no matter what. That's what we were talking about earlier too.
I think along with that, we're gonna have to log into the internet with these cards as well. I think that's gonna be the next thing. If they don't necessarily lock down the internet, they're gonna lock. Every time you log on, you're gonna have to key in your SIN number, whatever the number is, 10-digit number that you have, in order to access the internet, so they can kind of have a segue of what you're doing online. Because if you're traveling from place to place, they know exactly where you are, and when you go on the internet, they know exactly what you're looking at. So they pretty much have a footprint and blueprint from you, from wherever you're going, whether it's online or literally online of the. That's what I think. It seems like that's the way it's going, because the net neutrality didn't really fall. So they're trying to find a different way that they can control the internet. And this way they know, you know what I mean? It's another digital footprint that you got to leave.
Sorry, I'm muted on YouTube. Yeah. If you can find any links on how to delete our information on Google, that would be great. Anybody who's got access to that kind of stuff or knows about that.
Somebody mute your mic, causing an echo.
Yeah, it's crypto, so I got it muted on my side. Right. Opening back up.
Yeah, the thing is I think that people have, Google and all of these places have created archives for everyone. And so even if we do delete information now, they may have already, recorded it, filed it, put it in our file, it's there for further reference. And anything that we're giving them now, currently, at least we can make a change. But just like in Facebook, if you delete your account, and say you change your mind and you want to come back 3 months later, your account will still be exactly the way you left it. Same friends, it'll remember your email address, basically, and quite possibly remember your alternate email address, because nowadays those things are connected and can be, can be cited, on the Facebook page, social media pages, Instagram, things like that. But for Facebook, it's definitely. I noticed that they allow you to download your photo albums now, your archives of your photo albums, which wasn't before.
Yeah, I was just running through a couple of things on Google. I'm trying to do a Google search of it. How to delete your Facebook, how to delete internet data or whatever.
So I guess, how does this kind of segue into mind control and brain programming with social media? Like, how, I guess you can say how this is going in the future. Like
Ultimate
what's the future? Yeah, like what's the
profiling, I
future?
think.
Yeah,
So
what's the future of Facebook and Instagram going to be like? I mean, you already have your login and password. There's probably going to be something next that is going to, they're going to use it as a security measure. And it could be these cards where they're going to say, in order for you to have total security, we're going to need you to log in with your whatever, your driver's license card or whatever the card is called. I'm not sure what the new card that's going to be coming out, your transportation card, maybe they'll call it your transportation on the net, on the road.
your
So they're going to pretty
your
much be
smart card.
smart card. Yeah, exactly. Your smart card to go along with your smartphone. I have a feeling that that's what's going to happen. In order to go onto the internet in the future, you're going to have to log in. You're not going to be allowed to have access to the internet unless you log in with that card so they can see what you're doing. And it's going to easily be a way to track you as to, because right now, I mean, they can still kind of track you, but it's a little more vague. So it's going to kind of leave out all types of communication for anybody who doesn't want to follow suit with that program. I think landlines are going to become less and less a thing in the future. And if they do, they're going to make it very expensive. It's going to go from being cheap now because people have smartphones to being expensive. So people can totally eliminate having a landline and have a cell phone so that that's the only way you can actually communicate. And I'm sure in the future, that's going to be another thing too. You're going to have to, before you make a phone call or whatever, or use it, you're going to have to log in with your card on your phone so they can track the information. So I can totally see that happening. I can, and what people fall for because they'll think it's okay.
Jumped out into
Man.
that. It's almost like they'll outcast you too if you're not following like whatever is the mainstream. They're pushing all this shit online. If you're not following whatever is considered normal, they could outcast you for not keeping up with mainstream or whatever you're using for your social media. Kind of like how they say someone like based on someone's appearance, they judge you. Like wherever you're at the airport or whatever. But now they could just do it by what you search online. They might see it as a threat. So that's one way of categorizing people.
Do you think, well, maybe I do think that in our cars that you buy right now, they have internet. That's another thing that they can do too. Is,
They
like
already
you
have
said,
it.
yeah, but they're going to control it more in the stupid cars.
That ever since that OnStar was around, they've had internet in cars. They were able to anything that can track your car means you have internet in your car. Because if
Right.
they can track you, that means you can have internet in your car, but they're going to charge you for it, right?
Yeah.
But they'll track
Exactly.
your car.
Mhm.
Like I know I have it in my car. I just have to press something.
Yeah. It's again. It's yeah. It has
Started
Wi-Fi,
breaking up.
right? It has Wi-Fi, right? The cars.
Yeah, if you have Bluetooth or if you use MapQuest, I mean, they could definitely find, or not MapQuest, but Google Maps or whatever map app, and that's all satellite. So even if the car doesn't have internet, if you have a phone with internet or a device with internet, they can.
I
You're
can't
still.
even talk, man. This is crazy. Sorry, Empress, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. Could you hear me? Okay.
A bit, but it's like they're screwing with my internet. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you guys, have you all noticed on your internet and your phones, it's slower? It seems like someone's in
Well,
there.
Yeah.
we have to keep in
Yeah.
mind, like
Yeah.
we're talking into the ether waves, right? And so the ether waves can hear us. So if they don't want us to talk, they'll
Exactly.
screw
Stop.
with all of our
Yeah.
shit. And we have to be aware of this. Like I know we're talking about it, we're bringing awareness to it, but when it's actually happening and we're breaking up, we have to know, no, you're not controlling this. We are, because we are the ones speaking. We are the ones controlling this part of the ether. So you just back up and, you know what I mean? Like, get your crystals out.
No, you're right there, man. This is crazy. This is the
It is
second time.
crazy though. Whenever you guys start dropping some facts, man, it starts
Yeah,
breaking up on
bro.
crazy.
I'm telling you.
But you want to go watch some dumbass video on YouTube, it'll be crystal clear,
Crystal
as soon
clear.
as we start.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
time. But yeah, just a little background for me is, like a few, I would say about 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't really go on YouTube or anything. I was just watching cable TV, sports, all that, and that kept me busy. I mean, I was into like documentaries and stuff like that. But then one day I just said, I need fuck this. It's too much distraction. I had to cancel it, cancel cable, and I went over to YouTube, and that's where I kind of found most of you guys at, and I ran into Flat Earth and Truther channels, and that's how it all started for me. And then just slowly and slowly, I started watching some of these channels, and it just didn't feel right, And I came over to Discord, and you guys just opened my eyes, and I just kind of see everything. And I think that mainstream is now pushing over to YouTube, and from YouTube will be the new mainstream. And they know that the Truther channels are getting popular and people are waking up. So now they're going to have people taking over the Truther channel. So you just got to be very careful what you know what I mean? What you put your mind to and what you're following nowadays. That's what we're trying to do over here,
Yeah, and not only that, we got to be conscious. I mean, even though we be putting this content out here, that this is our thought patterns. They adding this to the things that we add to the things that we're watching and the links that we're putting in, and things of that nature. So we just got to be mindful of all of the tricks that they're playing, because they playing real major tricks with this social media games. They pushing major agendas through all of the streaming sites, not just YouTube. Is the Facebooks, is the Twitters, is the Instagrams, the Snapchats, all of the above. Face recognition. You know, you got your fingernail print. Some people have to have their fingernail print to open their phone. Man, it's just so much, man, that they're putting in motion that we thought that we wouldn't be a part of. We said we would never have this chip. We would never have these things, but we all, this is how we get our money. This is the way, we all got credit cards and debit cards with chips on them, and they pushing it in slowly but surely, just like they pushing us out slowly but surely, because they can't never just kill us all. They can only just, you know what I'm saying? So it's like population control, everything like population control and mind control is one and the same.
Yep, it's like Skynet is happening, and they want us to hook up to this Skynet. How can I put it?
You said it's the Skynet. Just it's the web. It's the Ethernet.
I
Yeah.
call
It's
it
the web that
ether.
we can't
Yeah, I
see.
call it
Yep, that's
ether.
why. Yep, it's the Ethernet. The Ethernet. Online to be on the net. And, it's the grid that we can't see in front of our face. It's the electric grid, the wave, the grid lines that they're connected to, and we are all connected to it. And this is what they're utilizing because this is the information age. Where they get the information from, our inform, or the way our formation, and it's our inner formation that they get the information from. So this shit is deep, man. It's really deep. It's deep.
It is.
Shit
I
is
mean,
crazy.
look what they did to Flat Earth, man. I remember Flat Earth, like we started waking up to Flat Earth, and now look what they did, man. They got a hold of it and they turned into this big ass, just boring ass debate shit, and that's all that's going on is debating, and it's kind of like trying to hold us back. We're like, no, we're getting past that, and if you notice that some of the mainstream, Flat Earth channels are just all about debating, and they find a way to trap you into that, and it's way more important than that, man. But yeah, anything,
Yep. YouTube is on YouTube Kids. They're putting Wikipedia articles up on up alongside certain videos to explain the real facts, so to speak, as they believe, as they want them to be put across as well. So it's all these things are all linked. We know YouTube, Google, Facebook, they're all linked with the same parties, the same investors and things like this. The Vanguard group as well. I think they're a group that invest in all of these social media things that go on and controlling things. Um,
definitely.
Wow, they're really messing with the stream.
yeah.
Yeah, because the whole point of Flat Earth, remember, it wasn't about the shape or anything. It was about waking up people to the lies, but they got it now down to just a debate kind of thing. We're kind of just stuck on that now. And it's crazy because that wasn't even the whole point of it. It wasn't to debate anyone. It was just to be like, hey, look what they're lying about. People wake up to more lies, but everyone's just kind of stuck on that.
Yeah.
Well,
We need to get past that.
it's
Wasn't
because
that it sounded like Allergic was cutting up a little bit? Man, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
okay, you guys can hear me for sure, I think. What was I going to say, my lord?
Wow.
Yeah, that's what happened to me just now, but I remembered now. You'll probably remember after I say my piece.
Go ahead.
Terminate, like
Oh,
Skynet. I was saying Skynet. They got these new systems. I think it's called H.O.T.C systems as well, that they're trying to hook everybody's CCTV up to. These wireless CCTV. They have it in businesses and stuff, and it's linked up with your these chips, RFID chips or cards that you could carry, and it's also linked to your biometrics, your facial recognition. They can predict behavior. They're using them in places like China. They can use them in schools to predict when a potential situation might arise. They can log your walking style, when you're walking a bit differently, when you are doing something that's out of routine, and it's all one system, one eye system. Like when I was mentioning Skynet, it's one eye system that will be able to log everything and potentially even make calls on pre-crime. Like they have that computer in a state in America that kind of tells officers which areas could potentially have a crime happening or a criminal in it, which makes it dangerous for like homeless people and things like that. But yeah, I was just going into the system. That's the part of the same system that I think they're trying to develop with this 5G thing going down, smart meters, smart this, smart everything. It's all interconnected. Um, from what I know, Discord is still decentralized for now. But we don't know how long that's going to be for. But we're using it. We're using it spiritually to connect and learn from each other. We're here almost all the time. Can, you know, on our people are on their phones at work. Huey P's at work on his phone, and he's up in here, and we're sharing information like never before. Like you could never, you can't do it the same way on Facebook. You'd be falling out with too many
No.
people in chats and stuff like this. Yeah, just want you guys, people, to wake up. Anybody on Facebook that's watching, wake up, get out of it. It's all, that whole Facebook thing is all debates. All those flat Earth groups, it's all debates and argument, and you know.
You know, it's like going back to debates. There shouldn't be no debates. They should go beyond that. I mean, we all know it. But the reason why they want to keep it debates and keep it the where it's at, you got to understand. I believe that these people that are input, who knows, they can be agents, right? Controlling flat Earth, which is flat core. So we can't go beyond. You know what I'm saying? This is why there's so much chaos between channels of these big channels, because one wants to be better than the other or be bigger than the other. But to be honest, it's like flat Earth. It's dying in YouTube, unfortunately. But it's because there's no more content. There's no more nothing given out there about flat Earth. So for instance, if I have a hangout, talk about flat Earth, really good stuff, they're going to want to be in your channel. But then if they hear BS after that, because is this what I want to know about flat Earth? Is the BS? They're going to turn away. They're going to leave. They're going to say, never mind. And this is what they want. They don't want more people looking at flat Earth. This is what they're controlling right now. It's like, okay, the truth is out there. Let's control it, because it's going around the world and they're waking up. So let's control it now. These people are in place again, like I said before about cops and all them. They're in place to destroy the truth. They're not out there to give the truth. They're out there to destroy it now in YouTube. That's the way I see it, and that's the way I feel. This is why some people backed off to do panels. This is why people don't go to chats anymore, because it's the same old repeat, same old thing, same old debates. You know, so like me, I'm fed up with all these debates because there's nothing to debate about at all. That's my input. I don't know about you guys, but that's the way I take it and I feel about it.
You know, I agree. I think that they're trying to keep a lot of flat earthers who have woken up to deception. They're trying to keep them just stuck in a rut, a religious debate, you know, some semantical circular debate. Just keep us arguing that, and probably even blind us from the truth that we were looking into before. A lot of the truths we were looking into before, like, you know, we still got laws to be looking into, like Huey P points out, understanding how to police our communities and things like this. Just any truthers out there, don't let it just be flat earth. You know, go back to how you were before you came onto flat earth, and look at things, and look back into other truths, because that's what we're about on here. It's not all flat earth, flat earth, flat earth. You know, we got people who aren't flat earthers in here too, on occasion. But
Yeah, if you're pushing flat Earth, flat Earth, flat Earth, you're not empowering the people. Allergic, like you said, you know, you wanna lift the people and let them know they have their own power, you know, and then they'll look beyond that. But yeah, I feel you, man.
Okay, I just let you guys know, I've been booted off this thing 5 times since every time I tried to talk. It just disconnects. Every single here we go again, just disconnected again.
what?
Disconnected again.
You're on.
It ain't disconnected. You on there?
Brethren, it just every time I talk, the voice connection goes red, and then it find out.
Crazy.
Oh,
It's crazy, man.
It's crazy. It just did it again.
Same thing happens to me, Sean. Like right now, it says voice, it's red.
Yeah,
then,
mine's red. Like I don't, never, man, never.
So it turned green when I turned my microphone on. It's still green now. But I hear you. Same thing.
Yeah, the more we get open, like when we first got back here, and like the more and more we get open, is like certain shit to be scratching, it be like airy and all kind of shit. It was so clear at first, like it's crazy. Like
Yeah,
all
and
the
then
attention coming over
Yes.
here now. We taking shots at the programming. That's what it is. That's what's going
yeah,
on when we talking
yeah,
about everything. Everything
exactly.
just realize this. We talking about the programming, right? This is
Yes.
what we was talking about. That it was so hard just to pick a topic, a title, because there's so many levels of programming that they're programming in us at. You feel me? Everything is a program. They put us in the school program.
Everything.
You got the lunch program. You
Exactly.
got the after school program. You got
Yes.
the television program. You got the radio program. You got. I mean, it's the program. They got us
Yes.
so programmed, right?
Facts.
Yes.
It's crazy, man. It's scary for the
What is a gram?
programming that they got. What
What's
is a gram?
What is a gram?
Instagram.
Is it? What is a gram? Is it like a gram of like weight of something?
Yeah.
Like a
Right,
gram? Like
Yeah.
you sell a gram
right,
of weed, whatever. Like
right.
pro is like pro. You know what pros
Professional.
is?
Yeah. The pros. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
pro.
So it's
Pros
And
is
then,
like
like a
and then
language.
Professional weight on the mind. Yeah, I got you. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Prose
right,
is like poetry. Like it's like so. Whenever you write a program, I know from computer program, it's like a algorithm of rhythm. So prose is
right.
like it's like a poem. So it's like a poem. Like they're putting
what
weight
you
upon
just
us with
said.
these programs.
You said algorithm, and that's like all rhythm. You said it was a
Yes.
rhythm, all
Yes.
rhythm.
Yes.
The alga. What's the alga? You know?
All go to the rhythm. We all go to the
Ooh,
rhythm. It's an algorithm. We all go to the rhythm. It's crazy, man. It's just
it's right there for us.
Mm,
I mean, it's becoming more clear to us what
yes.
these words and it's simple. You know,
It's
it's becoming
very
more simple.
simple. It's very simple. That's why I don't understand it. Knowing that everyone knows that everything is a program. How can we not think that this is a simulated environment that we live in, like a computer, where they've made everything based upon the same um, analytics and mechanisms as a computer. Like they just pretty much just built up a program, and every time that the system needs a change, they just change the program. Like they'll upgrade or downgrade or whatever, and they'll just input different information, and we must adhere to it. We either up, and if we don't upgrade, then we're left behind. We're left behind with the old. And if you're left behind sooner or later, nobody's, you know what I mean? Like you're left out of the program. You've got to find a different way to move with it. And the majority of people move with the program. That's why people always say, get with the program, man. Get with the program. That always means get with the program. Like stay in the mainstream. Get
Yeah.
with the program, man. You know, the ones who don't stick with the program are always looked at as outcasts or crazy. Here goes my voice again. It's just
Like us, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I get you. We're those bad fuses that they want to throw out, you know. But if enough of those fuses come in, then we'll crash the system. But you know, it takes everyone to do it.
Yes.
But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're refusing to upgrade with the way they want us to think. So we're
Exactly.
considered, you know, the crazy or whatever.
Yep. We're the nutters, man.
Yeah, algebra.
We're the ones that aren't going to be able to fly on the airport, huh? Because it's going to be based off what we do online.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to be
I was gonna say
What were you saying,
algebra.
Lord?
Shit, who knows, man?
Algorithm comes from algebra. Algebra comes from the
Wow.
word Arabic jabara, reintegrate, reunite, consolidate.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like algorithm.
What's that, Theo? It's kind of low, brother.
Reunion of broken parts. Also,
Wow.
yeah. The compendium on calculation by restoring and balancing. Woo.
Wow, man. Okay, I don't know if you guys noticed, but Crypto's his feed is what the hell, man? What happened? It says video playback
It's that
interrupted.
live button. as soon as we go live.
What the hell, man? Okay, it went back again. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I was trying to do Twitch at the same time, but I'm still
Oh,
here.
okay.
Still good.
Okay, bro. What the hell, man?
Wow.
Okay, it went back again. Okay. I'm at a loss for words because I'm trying to figure out when we move into the next era of technology with what they're inputting, where are we going to be? I mean, we've accomplished a lot in 3 months. So we're actually, what they say is racing against time or racing ahead of time because we're actually ahead of their time. See, we've dropped out of that whole, the way things should be structured. Like they'll tell us, oh, the iPhone's coming next year. So everyone's waiting. You know, they're going by their time. They're going by a year. So everyone's waiting for that next phone to come out. So we're actually going ahead of time and we're doing stuff way ahead of their time frame. So they're actually ineffective. What we're doing is we're having them catch up with our time because they need to come ahead. Because if we start waking people up the way we are, they got to catch up to our time within their own program. So this is where the glitch is because the program has now been broken. And by us breaking the program, we totally screw up everything. That's why the cops are out shooting people. Like we've totally put a big monkey wrench in the program by the way we are not effectively running in the hours, minutes, and seconds and years of the way they want us to. We're out of work. Like not in a bad way where we're out of time. Like when you exit, we're exiting, we're out of time. You know what I mean? Like people always say, like your time is ended, but it's actually their time that's ended, and we've started our own
Yeah.
in effect, right?
Instead of being addicted to the newest technology, we're addicted to each other's energy. You know, like how we're like giving ourselves our power within, and instead of being
Yep.
addicted to the energy, we're addicted to each other's energy, and it's like they're not used to that. You know, so like you said, if more people, I don't know what's going to
Exactly.
happen. They're going to accelerate the technology to the point where I don't know what's going to happen.
I know, bro. That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
Be interesting.
Yeah, I'm. They have in store because we are uh, going way beyond that. The way things are going, all the stuff that's being thrown in your face is a cause and effect of what we're doing. You know, it's just a reflection of how people really don't see how powerful. Again, here they go with the voice. No matter what, you can't stop
Just
it.
talk to it.
You know?
Talk through it, brother.
Try again, Sean.
Yeah, I just got kicked out. I came back in though.
Yeah, Sean, I think you need to. You
They
gotta
kicked me out.
you might need to restart Discord or something.
I restarted 5 times already, brother.
Wow.
I logged out and 5 times already. And here goes my voice again. There goes red again.
You came through that time though.
Oh my god. Is so yeah, I don't know, man. Like we've changed the narrative so much that I can see on the horizon that it's not. If we keep going the way we're going, we'll break the program. Will be broken. There's no way around it. Like we're the ones who are running it because we're following it. And if the program doesn't, if the people within the program, just like anything, if you plug something into a program and you'll see you get bugs and whatever, like they show us all the time with computers. Every time a computer gets a bug, it's because the program that they input in the computer isn't working effectively with the computer program. So it's running on its own, and then they got to go in and fix it, and they say that this is wrong and they have to do this, and then they get you to put firewalls up and all this other stuff to protect it. This is what they're doing right now. This is their firewall. They're putting up firewalls right now to protect the program because they've got these bugs, H.O.T.C. and company, in the mix, fucking shit up. We're the bugs. but they can't fucking. This is a bug that they can't go in. You know, that's why the only way they can do this is how the Matrix did, is having agents come in at the gates when we go to sleep, and we try to like reconnect with who we are. And this is what they do. They try to do it with the fear. You know, that's another program, the fear programming, which is connected with the five senses, but it's not working. It's not for me. It's not. I know for a lot of us, it's not. That fear of whatever it was before is not working. We've disconnected from a lot of the programs, right? Like we talk
Yes.
about a lot, right? Disconnect programs. Imagine, man, if there's a lot of
Damn, Sean, you cut it out.
what's that, bro? I know again, again, right?
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. You're saying we're disconnecting. We came a long way and disconnected even from the YouTube. Like the YouTube scene. I mean, we still go support YouTube. We support our brothers and sisters with the channels, but I mean, I just want to give props to all of you guys in this Discord right now, because it takes a lot to, courage to just break away from that and come over to here. I see you guys with even more open mind than some people, So, I mean, you guys keep me going every day. I'll be at work, I'll be listening to you guys, and like I said, we did have a bad rap at one time. So, there's about Discord and all that, and people are finally realizing how powerful we are. We're powerful, man, and the more people that come over to Discord, over to H.O.T.C, they're seeing what we're all about, and we're all about empowering the people within yourself, and that's what we do over here. And it's gonna get stronger, It's getting stronger and stronger. That's why, like, I don't know. This is what I need right now.
Yeah, me too, bro. Exactly.
Stepped out of the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not an easy role, but it's a rewarding one, man. It's fuck, man. It's just like I'm seriously at a loss for words. Like sometimes I can't describe what we are doing. It's like we've stepped outside of the five senses and we're able to communicate on the next whatever senses there are. But I think we do it by understanding one another's experiences and riding off that, and the vibrations getting higher. Because a lot of times I know we don't even say things. It's our experiences as connecting and understanding and raising our vibrations. We feel that, and there's sometimes nothing needs to be said. Like I can feel it. Like Cryptos will be like, "Oh man, I knew you guys were here," and he'll feel it. He'll come over. You know what? No one called him over, but he's connected to that energy, and that's not energy that you can put into words. That's energy that he felt. You know what I'm saying? He was drawn to it. That's why people don't really know sometimes the words to use when they're like, okay, I was drawn to you. I don't know what it is. There's something about your energy that drew me to you. I can't express it. People can't express certain things because there's a connection to something that source code within them is calling them to that, because maybe that person will be able to open up what that person needs in order to get to that, first power of that God and goddess power. I think we do that for each other.
The most important thing, I think, is being able to speak to people who are like-minded in
Yes.
such a lot of ways. I mean, not that we all agree on everything, but we're definitely like-minded, and we're attracted to each other for a reason. It's way better than waiting a week, waiting to see when your next favorite YouTuber is gonna be uploading something, so you can just get in the chat and start chatting to your pals. This is anytime, you know what I mean? You can just be there, or you can just get that feeling like, I'm just gonna pop on, and that's it. You get chatting. It's not such a lonely world in here.
Yes.
It's like
Like you said, go ahead, Crypto. My bad.
My bad. It's just being able to sit down to the table and conversate about certain topics and not have to debate. And because normally when you see two people debating or you part of the debate, you're not listening to what the other person is saying. You're not getting their perspective. You only listening to the first couple words, and then you're ready to rebut it. You know what I'm saying? You're ready to come back and chop it up and give them your truth on it. But over here in the Discord, we just we about sitting down to the table and being able to conversate as people, the like-minded people, and just being able to chop it up, you know, and that's what we do back here. So let's keep chopping it up. Y'all keep building.
That's what's real.
Well said, Crypto man. Like you said, and it's funny because we're from all the planes of the world, right? We're from all over, and it's crazy. Like you said, there's always one of us on here. Sometimes it'd be 2 people, sometimes it'd be 20 people, but at any time if you jump on, there's always someone on that you could talk to. We have some of the deepest conversations at like 3, 4 in the morning. It's crazy.
Yeah. And you know what the best thing about this is? There's no, how can I put this? Because I don't want to say religious connotations to the topics.
I'm in the cult of teaching people how to think for themselves.
Yeah. It's, you know what it's like? It's like almost like, what's the word, man? It's like, this is what they don't, it's like this. This is what they don't want. Exactly what we're doing is exactly what they don't want. I know a lot of people have come together. Sometimes people come together because of Christianity and whatever, but there's still that tying force of cause. Yep, exactly, which is more powerful than any, or will be written, or will ever.
Yeah, it's chopping you out. It's cutting you out.
Sorry, man, my voice went again.
No worries.
It's red again. I don't know if I'm cutting out, man. I can't even. Okay.
You good now?
Yeah, you ruffled some feathers earlier. You must have ruffled some real feathers or something. You ruffled feathers. Man. I'm trying to tell you, boy, your voice ain't never went out like this. It's ridiculous, yo. It's crazy.
Ridiculous, bro.
It's crazy, boy.
Hey, Sean always comes in smooth, clear.
Boy, it's a glitch in the matrix, boy. Gotta be a glitch in the matrix. You know how they say, oh, what, you seen something that, you had deja vu? It's a glitch. Tank, turn on the for real, bro.
Huey, that's so true, eh? That's that fucking deja vu. It's like a glitch in the. It's like that. Wait a minute, man. This shit happened before.
We are a glitch.
Yeah,
we are the glitch in the matrix.
Yes.
Yeah, they're trying to program the deprogramming. We're the deprogramming. Facts. They're trying to program the deprogramming.
Yes. Now they're trying to see what program this is. It's a new software. It's a new it's an unknown virus. That's what it is. It's a virus.
Yeah. They're like, what the hell is this? We gotta shut this down.
Computer trying to the system trying to recognize what the fuck is this? This shit is a whole nother bright ass frequency. It's a lot of energy in this shit. It's like a whole fucking motherboard. It's a whole new brain in this motherfucker. What the fuck? Yeah. Let's go pick
and this. And that's where that eye comes from. Remember? Remember how people were trying to give a bad name of the eye of our logo, but we're saying we're that one eye. Like I said, we're all over the plane staring back at the government, and that's what it is, man.
And that's what it is. They recognize that we looking at you. We got our eye on you. They got our eye on us because they're in the program and they get attached to everything. That's why they're everywhere and they're everyone at all times. If you're not out of it, if you're not with us, you're against us. Yes. If you're not on the outside, you are in the matrix, and anybody are liable to be able to get tapped in to because they don't know that they're being controlled.
Yes. That's crazy.
Do you think this is the beginning of that strong movement? I mean, I'm not trying, you know what I mean? I know there's not taking credit away from anyone that started truthing, but I mean, do you think this could be the, you know what I mean?
I think the movement is already, the movement has already been going just because we've been awake. I think that it was just a time to awaken at the right time. Everything was it deals with timing. You know, when Neo got out the matrix, you feel me? He had to go through a process. He was already out, but he didn't find himself until the right time. He was already out. He had found himself. He was out, but he had to reprogram himself. He had to retrain his thoughts. He had to retrain his breathing. He had to retrain his focus to know how to operate once he was back inside the matrix, so he can decipher the two, so he can know the difference between the reality and the real world. And then he knew that once he was in there, he can manipulate the so-called real world with his real world, dream real world. This is the weirdest shit ever.
It's so true. That's so true, man. That is crazy. This is why it's so weird that this timing with Sophia Stewart has come around, because I'm wondering if this is one of the only people in that industry that they have not been able to touch. Maybe it's because she has been on this shit that we've been talking about from a long time ago, and they actually can't touch her because she
Yes,
wrote.
because she's ahead of the curve.
She was way ahead. Like, she was already going back and forth, right? In that the reverse, as I say, the reverse dream state, where they can't touch her because she already knows she's a goddess. She knows how this works because she was talking about all the programming and stuff that she was writing about way back in the 70s that these guys now are implementing today in the program. They've been using that freaking matrix upon us, man. Like, that's why it's great that she won that lawsuit. Like, you're right, Huey. I think the movement's been going on for a while, but now that we come into it, we feel it stronger because the more the merrier. People that are coming into it, the more power and more momentum it's getting. And I think that's what's going to keep happening. These pockets are going to keep popping up and fucking up the matrix and the program and cracking shit, and bringing heat, the sun, fucking these weird looking moons, the sun being shining in two places at the same time. And you know what I mean? Like, who used to talk about that before? Oh, I can see the sun here, I can see the sun there. Maybe this is where this whole flat earth movement came around, is that people started
No
waking
one
up.
cared before that. Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's like people weren't looking up to the sky and seeing two suns because they didn't realize they were in a matrix. That's where the whole flat earth. That's why it's true. Flat earth is huge, and it's not huge because it's not really that the earth is flat. It's that the fact that people are changing the whole horizon of the program. They're changing it. Like, it's not what it was built. You know what I mean? It's almost like when the movie The Lawnmower Man, where dude just took over the whole program of that computer program that he was within. He was able to change everything because he actually broke the program and changed the whole concept of the program that they tried to trap him within. He was changing the whole world that they built within the program, which is what we're doing. So who knows if all this shit's going to be able to go through if we get this movement going bigger. They may not be able to implement all this stuff. They're trying to lock people down in Walmart, man. They're trying to lock people down. They're literally trying to keep people from moving. And by them being in fear, they're not going to be able to look to their inner. They're not going to be too afraid. They're going to want to just get out of Walmart.
Speaking of programs,
Walmart's all behind this too, though. You know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for anybody in the UK, if you don't know,
Didn't Amazon just buy them over or something?
I thought China owned them now. As I heard that since United States owed China, they took over all Walmarts.
Wow.
That's why they're not doing what is it called? Ad matching. They got rid of a lot of people and putting in some new people in. So yeah, China owns Walmart, you guys. So that's why I don't shop there. I go to my local groceries back. I went back to them instead. But Walmart is part of this Agenda 30, Agenda 20, you name it. They're behind this 100%.
The Walton family.
So don't support Walmart.
Apparently, 51% of Walmart still owned by the Walton family. For those in the UK,
Yeah.
Walmart is
I was
Asda.
discovering
Walmart's Asda in
the
the
truth
UK, for
about
those that don't know.
Walmart and government and other, like our, electric companies. They're so behind all this agenda, and we can't do nothing. At least Walmart, we can because we don't shop there. But through our electricity, there's no way to get out of it.
There is.
And they know that.
Oh, for them, yeah. Damn right. Don't consent. We don't consent to your
So
programming. Sean,
I
my
put a
brother.
link in their text chat about Walmart that I just found out
Yeah.
We're
about
in the YouTube
in
text,
Texas
right, Dev?
how they were holding 1,400 children
Yeah.
in these Walmarts for 4 years. Okay, and this is Obama's administration, which Trump said that they started. So I don't know what's going to happen with this Walmart that they have these 1,400 children. I feel sorry. It's like that guy said, I'm not the lefty or the right. He cares about these children, which I agree with him too. I'm not left, I'm not right. We got to take care of these children that are in almost hostage in Walmart. That's how I'm going to say it.
So let me ask all of us that are here now. Do you guys think? So this is like I said this earlier. Do you guys think that death was a program that was put into the matrix? Because we don't know anything other than we know in here. So it's only by what we've been
Yeah,
told. So do we like was
that's
death
deep.
part of it? Was death something that was put into the program? Because if we're infinite beings, right? And we have this, they're telling us physical, but I mean, we know there's different bodies and we're told, oh, we're coming back in this physical body. Was death put into the program? Because that is a very, very high fear um, tactic. Like no one wants, no one, everyone is fearful of death. Everybody's always thinking about, I don't want to die because of the ways that you can pass away here. Car accidents, murder, whatever, all these things have been put into the program. So it's like, it makes me wonder, was death put into this program? And it's not something that's something that, you know what I mean? Because we're living in this matrix, right? You know, like when Neo was getting
Yeah,
shot at and he was scared. He was like, Trinity helped me, and he was dodging some of the bullets, but as soon as he got scared, the one bullet went through his jacket. You know what I mean?
I,
that's so true, Sean, because they want to call it death, but then like, how are you going to call it death if they admit they don't know what happened? You know, they say, "Oh, we don't know what happens after death." Then why are you calling it death? Like, you can't call it
Exactly.
death
Exactly.
if you're gonna
I think
promote that you don't know what happens after it. So at one time, I think death was a beautiful thing, and we knew like what happened
Right.
after death. So they can't call it death if they don't know what happens after death. I get what you're saying. They're trying to like that's like another fear thing, another false
Yeah.
thing that they're putting into our
it's
heads.
fear mongering.
Yeah.
And see, the thing about death, no one knows. No one knows where we go. But I hope we all go and we all come back. I don't think our Creator creates us to go through all this and just leave us in hell. I don't think He's that kind of a creator. I I really believe we do come back in a different human being, but our spirit will be still the same. And the reason why I say that is because we all, each one of us, have a mission on this earth. And if we don't complete it, we have to complete it the next life that comes to us. Because this is why we're here. We're just, there's a saying, we're just passing through, and we go beyond that.
But
So,
what's the
yeah,
mission?
what was that?
What's the mission? I know a lot of people say
The
all the time,
mission.
they
The
say we have
mission,
a mission in this
okay,
lifetime.
we do. For instance, I have a mission to alert people to do what I need to do spiritually to protect Mother Earth. We're all here to protect her in different ways. Everybody has, like, for instance, they have a hand of planting trees, they come out beautiful. There's some of us that bless others, there's some of us that give and not thinking to get something returned back. There's some of us that will go out and bring the homeless in. I mean, we all have a mission together. And unfortunately, if we go deep inside of us to find out our mission, you will find it. But if we're not finding it inside of us, inside our inner, then we will never know our mission at all. And one day I asked my creator, this is a true dream, where am I from? Where do I come from? My spirit. And I had a dream that my spirit comes from the times of the Native Americans. This is why I know I'm a Native whatsoever, 100%. And I came back to finish whatever my ancestors started. And I was in this dream, whereas I was in the saloon on top, and I ended up falling, and I saw myself falling from a saloon part. So I woke up and I asked the creator, what is this from? Since I asked him where my spirit comes from, he showed me. So I know that we do come back no matter what. And sometimes you go somewhere and say, I've been here somewhere. I know I've been here. But see, it can be our past where we used to, live, who you were or what body you had. But when you think and you pass somewhere like I have, I say, I've been here just don't remember when. There are a lot of things, what are they called? Deja or what is it called? When you think you're there. Yeah. And that's our past. That's where we were before. I believe that, because how can you know and remember, I've been here before, but when? And then you see people, I've seen you before, but you realize you never knew them, but you never know if you know their past. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know them from a different time, not this time right now, but another time in the past.
But my thing is, if we all know we're living in this program, then Mother Earth is part of the program. I'm not saying that there is not a Mother Earth, because they may have modeled it from something
right.
that
Something
is
else.
so. It could be a lot of trickery as far as us thinking nature is really nature. They could, because they're giving us stuff from, this was natural before, and now we're giving you GMO to make everyone upset about the fact that we used to have something that was natural, and now we're not getting anything natural. And that keeps you in this state because you fight for it. They have you fighting for something that's not real, so that you have to come back.
Well, how do we know if GMO wasn't in our food way, way, way back?
What's that?
Sean. Y'all hear me?
Yo.
Yeah, like you said, we all know energy don't die. So yeah, dying is like a program. And I would even take it a step further and say, even telling us we being born is a program, because
Yeah.
I wasn't born when I wasn't born when I came here, and I didn't die when I left here. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, do you feel like there's another, for instance, I'm sitting here talking to you guys, but what happens in this place where I'm at, somebody else was here and another time, and you're just like, how can I explain? Like, you've been here before.
But don't forget, White Dove, I think we're all meeting up here because, like I said, this is a reverse dream. We're meeting up here because on the outside, we're awake. And in here, we're in this program that they created for us. And we're trapped inside of this because we fear the outside because we have lost that connection. This is what I'm trying to say. That's why I say it's a reverse dream. They're telling us that when we dream is what is the real. See how they're flipping everything with this program? It's like they're saying that when you dream, it's the dream, but it's actually you going back to your real existence. That's why it feels so infinite and timeless, because that's how we actually exist. In here, they're telling us that we have a life, a time frame, and we die and we're reborn. And they give you this karma thing to make you feel guilty, but yet look at the things that they're doing. So if you really look at the program, it's like a joke on you. It's like, you guys got karma, but we can do whatever we want to you. We can bomb Syria. We can do all this stuff within the program to make you feel like, my God, what's going to happen? I could be the one to be bombed. So when they produce these cards, I got to take it for my own protection and my safety. And you lock yourself into this program, believing that you're safe here, when in essence, you're sealing your own doom by coming back here over and over again, instead of going into that dream state, which is really you. Like right now, I think all of our avatars are sitting outside awake, and we're sleeping right now, but we're dreaming all this because we're believing this so much. That's why we don't leave here as much. We are believing that we are in this program. The fear is keeping us here. You smell fear, you see fear, you taste fear. Like, you know, people say, I smell death, I see death, I taste death. The five
It's
senses
like
now
we
are all
all sitting in
fear.
the chair. It's like we
Yeah,
all sitting in the chair with the nine ether in the back of our neck.
yeah, man.
You feel me? And we all know that on the inside of the matrix board. This is
Exactly.
Yes.
yes. Yes, so this is it. We're inside of the program. You feel me?
Yeah,
So when
Now,
we're inside the program, we know that there's rules that we can bend and some
yeah,
rules that we can stretch and we can, you know what I'm saying? We can stick to and hold, or we can just make our own rules. So being that life is a program, and we're realizing that they're control of the program, they write in the program because that's what they have to do is code. That's why they was looking for Neo because he was a great decoder.
yes,
He knew how to decode the program. He was a computer tech. He
yeah,
was a computer technician. You feel me? That knew how to decode programs and computers and
uh,
shit like that. He could repair and all that shit. So uh, once he knew these
Yeah.
things, it was easy for him to operate. Once he realized that he was inside a program and he knew how programs work, he knew how to manipulate them. He knew how to bend and stretch the rules. You feel what I'm saying?
um,
You got to know how to manipulate your environment, which is the program, because life is a program. You feel me? Death
yeah.
is a program.
Program.
It's all a
okay.
And Sean,
program.
that's why we were talking about sleep paralysis. Remember sleep
Yeah,
paralysis? I was telling
yeah,
you
bro.
that in my mid 20s, I went through a time when I swear I had sleep paralysis at least like every other night for like
Yeah,
about a couple
bro.
months straight in my mid 20s. And I would fear, I would hear like babies screaming and all this weird
Yeah,
shit. I would think
man.
I was awake and I'd be screaming, but no one could hear me. I would scratch the
Oh my
walls, but it was
God.
Yeah.
like I was being held down. So maybe
Yeah,
that
bro.
fear of the devil, whatever, it could be
Yeah.
part of different religions and all that stuff that they
Bro.
program us. What if my body was really trying to get outside of what I was in to go to that real world, and
Yes.
all this programming they give us kept me like fearful and to the point where I thought it was something
Okay.
evil. What if it was
Yes.
something like beautiful, man?
Beautiful.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the opposite.
Oh, you
But
know
yeah, sorry, White Dove, go ahead.
how weird you're saying that because I had an experience too. I was, like I said, I'm a very strong, faithful person. Um, that I believe, that and some of my stuff that I've been through, he's been with me, my creator. But that dream, I was like, I want to go home. I want to go home, which in other words, in heaven, right? And that night, I felt my spirit leaving my body. See, like, and I was fear again. Fear comes into you, and I'm like, no, 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 I don't want to leave yet. I still not done yet. So I end up getting my spirit and pulling it down to my body, and I felt it from my head to my toe. And that's when I woke up and said, I'm not ready. But someone told me, Sophia, what happens if you left the world? Maybe our creator wanted to show you something, or leave and come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go see the world. In other words, I'm going to say it that way. But I said,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't think of that. But fear came into me that I didn't want to leave my loved ones. I wasn't ready. But because I was asking and asking and asking, I was going to leave this world. I don't know if it was death. I don't know if it was to see what's going on in the world through up in the heavens. I don't know. And I will never know now.
The
But
white dove, do you
Yeah.
kind of see, do you kind of, they're tricking you into believing that you're going to die? Like, this is the thing. All of us go through this where we're about to go to the other side to control the individual. Because what happens when you go to that other side, you're able to control this and break out of the matrix. But when you're afraid, and they've told us that we're going to, you think that you're going to die. So the first thing you think is you're going to die. So the first thing you think is you're going to die. So the first thing you think is you're going to die. So the first thing you think is you're going to die. So the first thing you think is you're going to die.
You cut out, Sean.
the first thing, but Sean,
Here, I still got red on my voice connected, so you probably got. I'm probably cracking up.
We hear you good now.
But see,
Okay.
like you were saying,
No.
I understand that part of fear because maybe the creator wanted me to get out of the matrix, which I'm doing now. Maybe that's what he wanted to show me. You need to leave this what we're going through right now. But see, gosh, there is so much I can tell you guys that you will understand me then. But all I know is that yes, fear mongering is upon us big time through our government. And I don't fear of death because I know that there's no death. There's no hell. There's no nothing. We just come back. We continue to come back. And now my question to all of you guys, give me your answers. When you see spirits, when you see spirits in your home or maybe around you, don't you think and started to think, well, they're in the other realm of the world that once you die, you go to another realm, like another, what is it? Another life, right? Another, where you're going to go live, in other words, I guess. And you see them, wouldn't you think these people are from our world, but now entering to another dimension? That's what I try to say. And they're here with us. Don't you go feel that? Or have you guys thought of that? Or what's your intake on that?
Oh my God. Can you guys hear me? Because again, I went red. Am I cutting out?
We hear you.
Yeah, you.
Okay. See, the thing is, they've got us so confused in here about life and death that we always think that. Meanwhile, all this time we have not been able to operate in ourself on the other side to actually go and see what else is out there. We've been trapped inside this program for so long that we're believing everything that has been within the program as far as death, life, reincarnation, rebirth, whatever. And the death that we feel within this is a program. That's why we fear it so much, because it's the unknown. They purposely put that code in of the unknown. There's not the knowing unless we search for that ourselves. And this is why people are so afraid to dream. When they do have these dreams and they're going to the other side, this kind of stuff happens, because everything in this world, there's no real love unless you find people that you can mesh with, like how we do, and we start to feel that, whatever that is. I don't even think that's the word for it. They created that word love, and now they're destroying it with whatever, because now we've decided to create our own. So now they're trying to destroy that word within the program to give it a different meaning. People think it's sappy and all this other kind of stuff, but it's what we do here transfers over there by breaking the program. Like, I think all that stuff we're talking about is a result of what they've put into this program. And now how we're talking tonight is the way we're breaking free of that. And we're seeing that it's so much more than what we think it is. Now I'm starting to really not believe in this like birth and death thing, and that we are just consistently moving through. Like I said, I think the death that we see is actually the sleep of the God. And in the sleep, expand tidbits of people that understand it a little bit. And like, Sophia Stewart and like some monks and whatnot, people that have been focusing on that. But I don't think the majority of us have had that opportunity. Don't believe in all this crap, but at the same time, they're still locked into this world. But they don't have that fear of everything else. They're like, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in God. When they go to sleep and something happens, they don't have fear of what's happening to them. They're like, yeah, I did that, man. Like, it was great. But it's us that have all these like, fears of stuff that when we actually want to do it now, it's so difficult because we're locked into all these fear senses. And when we really want to do it, we're afraid because we're not used to it. And you got the other dude who just doesn't care, or lady who doesn't care, and they're able to do it at will.
Hey, Jojo.
Peace, Dojo.
What's up, Dojo?
Hey, Sean and White Dove, you guys got me like just like thinking about that now, man, about like death and birth. It's crazy. Think about it, because yeah, they have all these things that they consider is true, and it's like, damn, if you really wipe everything away, you could even wipe that away too. It's crazy.
It is crazy. It's
But
crazy.
if you go,
Because that was my fear when I was. It was like you said with the sleep paralysis. You know, I thought I was seriously. I thought I was gonna die or something. So
Me
I felt like
too,
I was
bro.
suffocating. So I was thinking, oh shit, you know, that was when I was thinking about hell and all that stuff. This was a while ago. But yeah, it's crazy. I don't know how I would react now though with this mind frame. I kind of wish it would happen again. To be honest with you, mind frame, I know. Like I'd be like,
That's what
just bring it on, you know.
Yeah.
But back then, you know, I was really fearful. I was really, you know, I guess you could say indoctrinated at that time.
Oh yeah, bro. Me too, man. It's, you don't know how to take it.
but see, what's going on too in this world is that there is so much drug addict, okay, so much stuff out there that these youth, these teenagers that are, and you know, little children too. I have to put that in there. Um, there's so much involved with these drugs that they're like zombies. See, and how can they snap out of it if they're so deep in it to know the truth? It's so difficult to see them that way, for one, and they're just totally lost. Like we're opening up, right? When we're adults, but what happens to these teenagers and these youth, basically, and the children? But what happened to them if they don't know the truth? They will be caught up into all these lies still. Through Flat Earth, I learned the truth about the Bible, the Word. The milk, they changed it. Revelation is one of them that is fear mongering for sure. I don't believe that because that's coming from the Freemasons and all them, because we have to realize they come from way, way back, these Freemasons. And what happens if they change Revelations? I I have looked differently on Revelation now. You know, that's why it's like, okay, fear mongering. People, Christians, are believing, like I was, that the Lord's coming back, that, you know, there's going to be the sign 666, you know, all this. If you realize, if God loves us, how can He put us through all this torture? You know what I'm saying? With this revelation. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying, but um, I don't believe in revelation anymore because I don't believe in the fear mongering. Not like before. Before I came to Flat Earth, I will fight. You know, no, that's not true. You know, revelation is true, but no. Now I'm beginning to see the truth of the book, the Bible. It's all man-made, of course. We all know that. But how do I think now? I think it's about Freemasons, the Jesuits, the what are they called? The priests in those days. They knew what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? So we're all caught up into their matrix as well. You know, from the ancient times, I believe. I don't know about you guys. If you understand, it's all mind control still.
Yeah,
It's all slavery. So I don't know.
Ever since coming into this, I've questioned all of that about the Masons and all that stuff because um, when you start having people that are starting to wake up, it's easy just to drop that into the program, you know, to confuse us all. Like we can't validate any of this. We can't validate the roots of Freemasonry, you know. Whatever they put out, do you really think they would give us that information if that was the cause of our imprisonment? They're not going to give us keys to that. You know what? They're
No,
just going to give us more confusion so that we don't look where we should be looking. Like if we keep thinking the Freemasons are responsible for, you know, the world we live in, you know, you're going to want to fight against, bring them down. You know what I mean? It takes you away from what you should be focusing on. And
exactly that.
it's a great It's a great program. It's a great program input. It's a great program input. It's fantastic. You know,
So
it
it's
keeps
almost
you
like look
searching.
within instead of without. I got you.
Yeah,
Stop looking without.
yeah,
Just look within. That's the real truth. Is your own truth. You know.
exactly. That's how we all came to this, right where we are right now. It's all of us searching. We all did our individual searching, and we came together and we talked about our experiences, and we all connected. We're like, yeah, this makes sense. And as together on a day-to-day basis, we keep unlocking more things because of our same vibration that we're vibrating at. You know, we're all vibrating relatively the same level, and we're able to unlock things. Like Huey doing his video today helped me to continue with what I was saying, like what I was thinking about this past week. Huey made that video, shots fired, and it's like, damn, man, it just kind of made everything come together. So I went live with that, and it's like the more you're aware of who you are and your surroundings, it's easy to pick up on those things from people that are resonating at the same vibration as you. You know, like we're not back here fighting, man. Like look at our conversation right now. It is so well flowing, and between us, like all of us here, there is no disagree. Like it's not that we may disagree, but it's in a very respectful manner because we know that we're all coming
Yeah.
from our own experience. And I can't tell you, White Dove, that your experience isn't true. It is. Look at what you're talking about. It makes sense
Mhm.
because it's bringing you to where you are. Joe from Cali's makes sense because it's bringing him. Him and I can relate to the sleep paralysis. Other people can, you know, and it's like, wow, man, like somebody else. I thought I was alone. I thought I was losing my mind when this was happening. I thought, what is going on with me? And you know what they equated it with? The girl, I don't know if you guys remember, there was a chick called, um, I didn't even like talking about it because it just kind of makes hair stand on my, I think her name was Elisa Lam or something, the Asian girl that was in um, BC. She was an exchange student, I think, from China, and she was in LA for a little while. Um, and she was playing this. They have the videos on YouTube, and she was playing inside of an elevator, and she was staying in some hotel that was apparently really creepy. Um, and they said that she disappeared. They couldn't find her, and they said that 3 or 4 days later, when they were turning on the taps, the water was coming out black. So when they actually found her, she was inside the water tank on the roof, and in order to get into that, the water tank lid was like 3 or 4 tons, and it was locked. And to get through that door, it was locked, and there were security cameras, and nothing was seen there. Someone
I
just posted it
heard.
again. That.
I heard about that. Yeah.
And they said that she suffered from sleep paralysis. Like I remember they were talking about that. So I don't know what like the whole story behind that is and stuff. And when I looked at that story and I saw that, I was like, that even freaked me out even more. So I was like, am I the only? And then I saw this girl and I thought that what was associated with that. And I'm like, see how they show this stuff into the program, and it gets you even more afraid for you
Mhm.
to like try and go and connect with yourself. So this is why I don't buy into all this stuff, because it's all programmed, like the program, and they use that word more than anybody else.
Or they always say, don't wake up the people what they're doing because you don't know what they can do. That's a saying. I'm not sure about.
It is funny too how you say like death is one of like the ultimate fears, you know. So that's like the final program right there. It's like death, you know. So then you start to distract yourself and get yourself into other thoughts and other things that are going on. But it's like they don't want you to get into the death. It's crazy.
My parents used to freak out on me at 12 at midnight since I was a child, and I still do. I wake up for some reason. And they used to freak out on me because it's the middle of the night and of course, that's why I had eyes. My eyes would glow, and they used to be fearing on me, man. And I'm like, hey, it's me, you know, my sister and my brothers. And they're like, no, go to sleep, because you're just freaking us out, you know. But I still do that, and I don't know why. I get up at 12, and
Yeah.
it's like, okay, why am I up? But
Did you
it's
used to
still
sleepwalk, White Dove? Did you used to sleepwalk when you were little?
not that I know, not that
I
I
used to.
remember.
Oh, okay. I was one.
But still, waking up at 12 at midnight, it's weird and it's scary. And of course, I was fearing my parents and my family. But it's not my fault. I was born. Can you believe this? I was born on the Day of the Dead, like Halloween, but in Spanish, it's Dia de los Muertos. Um, And it's weird because I always question, why was I born on that day?
Any of them,
How come?
they'll join
You
you.
know, I'm white complected. I get up at 12 at midnight, and I don't know. I just feel people around me all the time, and I don't know. That's why I say there's a mission for me, at least, what to do. And I always question
Yep.
myself, why was I born that day? Why? And I still haven't got the answer yet, but I will get it soon, hopefully. Why I was born the day of the dead. That's weird.
Peace backpack.
Was that?
I was just saying, peace, brother backpack. Join us.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, all this, I don't believe, like, I agree with Sean, everything he said. And I still haven't got the answer. We all go through experiences for a reason until we get that place and say, ah, that's the reason why I went through it. That's me.
Peace backpack.
So I don't know about you guys, but when
Yeah.
I go through something, when days pass, months pass, years pass, like, oh, that's the reason why I went through all this, chaos and all this drama. And you look back and it's true, you don't know it at that moment until time passes. And then you realize that's why you went through these experiments, experience. That's the way I see it for myself. I don't know about you guys. If you agree or disagree, I don't know.
I don't know. I always go
If
back
anyone else
to,
wants to join, feel free, you guys.
yeah, man. Empress, you were gonna say something. Empress, you were gonna say something before, and then you got cut off. Do you remember what it was?
No.
You know what? I always go back to the dreams that I've always had where I didn't want to get up and I'm pissed off when I gotta go take a piss and I come back. I'm like, please, 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 can this dream continue? And it doesn't. And that feeling I can't touch. I can't explain it to anybody. I can't explain the feeling of wanting to go back into that dream because of the way it felt. But there's something that's missing in that feeling and the feeling I have in there. I don't have the feeling of ever wanting to repeat something like that. Like sometimes you want to go back in time because, just because sometimes you think, okay, at that time, as far as the dream goes, I can't explain that feeling. It was like it's timeless, and usually those dreams that I have, it's things that I know is the connection. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else feels like that when it comes to certain dreams that you have. You just
No, Shauna, and I got your back on that. I couldn't remember who we were talking to, but I remember you mentioned that about as long as you don't get up to use the restroom, like say you're having a good dream, you kind of wake up for a few seconds, and you said you could actually fall back asleep and go back into that dream. And I agree with you that I could do that too. But like as soon as you get
yeah,
up and actually walk around, it's kind of hard to get back to it. But yeah, I know what you're
yeah,
saying. It's a trip how you could do that. So it is
yeah,
possible. You kind of like choose your dream in a way.
exactly. It's crazy, man. There's so much to this that fuck, man, it's crazy. Like it's like we're like at a double-edged sword where we got to figure out this existence we're in and then try and figure out how to survive in the other one.
Yeah.
We got to decode this place in order to get to the other place that's naturally occurring to us. So it's
We'll get there.
no, I know we'll get there. I feel very close to that right now.
This is why their agenda is so important for them to hurry up and get it completed. Because they know a lot of us are waking up big time.
Yeah.
If we realize everything that they've been doing, our weather, what, everything really. and it's like they want to take care of a lot of us, to pass on, and especially the elderly and the children. Look at what they're doing to the children. I mean, this agenda are just terrible. You know. But yeah, I'm glad I'm awake now. Compared to 5 years ago. Um, but we also have to wake up people. Going back where we're talking about the debates and stuff. This is why I'm glad I'm here too on this Discord, because we do talk about a lot of topics. And like you said, Sean, we don't argue. We don't, yell at each other. But we do give our opinions, what we feel, what we think, and what we know. And it's the reason why we come together is to be on the right side for one, and to know your thinking. Maybe it's connected to my thinking and connected to allergic. I mean, it's all connecting right now between all of us. Um, Religion. I'm not religious, but religion, um, spiritual. Um, what is it? Government, conspiracies. I mean, it's all connecting in one thing. I think. But that's again, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah. Okay, everyone else is so quiet. No, no, I know, bro.
Okay.
Oh, you mean with Sophia? Um, it's pretty much an open discussion. She's really interested in the majority of us knowing about her book, because I think she really is interested in answering questions related to her book, because it has a lot of connections with all the matrices from 1 to 3, I think it was, because this is the fourth one. Um, there's a lot. I gotta I read it 4 years ago, so I kind of forget the content within it, but um, it has a lot of technological things that she talks about, which are kind of way ahead of where we are and even now. So I'm not going to really give away the story, but it's it's not as good as the first Matrix. Hopefully she's not listening, but it's not as good as the first Matrix, but it's got some interesting things in there. Maybe if I read it now, being in the state I'm in, it'll have a greater bearing. But I told her that we really just want to talk to you about um, things that we've been discussing too, and to get your opinion on and where she came from, as far as like where her mindset was at, like whatever, how many ever decades ago when she wrote or started to write, and what it was that she um, accessed within herself to get that information to write those stories, because she said all those stories were interconnected, and she wrote at the same time, Terminator, Matrix, because they're all interconnected stories. And I guess if you look at them, being that they're different directors, they kind of don't really blend too well. I think they intentionally did that when they stole the stories from her, because they didn't want it to look like it was. I think they were thinking more of sequels, and if it was interconnected, then it may have just been one story that may have flopped. So they were thinking of sequels, and it worked, because look at the Terminator sequels did well, and so did the Matrix. But yeah, that's what really it's about, is just all of us. It's like I told her, it's kind of an open discussion. I said people will be asking you questions, and I asked her if there's anything that she doesn't want us to delve into. I would think that she doesn't want us to really ask her a lot of things about her court case, because I still think the second case is ongoing at the moment. She's won the first one, which I'm sure she'll tell everybody that she's won her first court case. But I noticed with when I was listening to her years ago, she got kind of upset when the panel that she was on kept asking her about that. And she kind of, you know, she was kind of abrasive, and she kind of just like got off the show. So I told her, I said, we're more interested in picking your brain more than anything else. I don't care about her court battle. I mean, that's something that I don't think really wants to go into. I really want to know where her head was at. Because it seems like it's kind of interesting now and timely that we're going to have her talking. And we've been talking so much about the Matrix. So
Definitely.
yeah,
It's kind of surreal for me because
me too,
the
bro.
day
I just
I
thought
found that out was the day after I decided to rewatch The Matrix, and I've been meaning to watch it for years, but none of my friends had the patience. You know, like, oh, what's this rubbish? The friends that had never seen it before. I've got friends like that, believe it or not.
Right.
And yeah, I've been dying to watch it for years, and I finally watched the first one, and then Sean comes out of the blue and talks about he's got the original writer of the Matrix films, and posted a link up in. You know what? I need to post that link in the chat for anybody who hasn't seen it. Let me find it. Yeah, I've got it in my section somewhere under film. Right here it is for anybody in the YouTube. Check this out.
Anybody else want to chime in? Everyone's so quiet, man.
I know. I'm the one that always. I'm
Supposed to
always
be all of
quiet.
us. Huh?
I'm always quiet, so I'm talking too much today.
No one's not saying anything,
I
man.
apologize.
That's okay.
I want to say, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just want to apologize because, you know, it's about that time for getting my little ones to bed. I'm listening, but I'm just, and I will, if you guys are still going, I will, you know, chime in, but I apologize. I haven't been present in this. But, you know,
it ain't nothing
I'm
apologetic.
glad you guys are here.
I was just
This
letting them
build has
go.
been going for a good long while, and we've spoken about many things. Is Dojo, are you there? Are you really there? Did you guys already say hello?
He hasn't said it. We all said what up, Dojo.
Okay, maybe his mic isn't working.
Okay.
Well,
He unmuted his mic.
Oh my
Yeah,
God,
you can hear me?
Dojo, I'm so.
Oh yeah, bro, we can hear you, man.
Bro, okay. Dojo, I
Now
am
I
so
can hear
sorry,
you.
brother. I just realized what happened. You're new into this. You're new into this YouTube chat thing. You've got the right role to speak, but it automatically has you on server mute. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I was listening anyway.
Okay.
Hey, Dojo.
How you doing, bro?
Yeah, me too, man. Because I gave you the YouTube role. I forgot he got all these super top-notch securities and stuff going on over here. I got you over here. I can't get you to talk. He got to do that.
It's like Fort Knox up in here. No, I'm joking. Facebook's Fort Knox. This is alright. You know what I mean? We're just trying to keep civilized, keep it civil in here. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, let me bounce something off everyone, if I may.
Yeah, brother.
What I'm doing, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at Revelation 10. Right? I'm not a Bible thumper or nothing like that. But something brought Revelation 10 to my attention a couple of days ago. And I'm gonna read it out loud, but I'm gonna read it from my perspective, from what I felt that nudge was a couple of days ago. Now it's gonna sound very far-fetched, but that's okay. I'm not gonna read it and give my perspective in regards to hopefully somebody believe what I'm saying. I'm trying my best to understand what I'm saying myself. Okay, so when I read Revelation 10, all right, because a lot of us will say that the Bible is plagiarized, so throw the whole Bible out. But something's plagiarized, meaning that they took it from something that was a fact or truth. So basically, throwing it out is throwing out portions of the fact or the truth. So what I'm saying is this, and on Revelation 10, it appears to me that when I look at the images of a flat earth and how Enoch described it and how, what's that guy's name? Ezekiel, how everyone describes it, right? And some of us describe it as well. We describe it with these pillars under the infinite plane. I mean, just show these images with these pillars on the infinite plane. And then we put the dome right over it, all right? Silhouette, transparent, see-through glass, whatever the dome is made of, okay? So on Revelation 10, when I read it, it sounds to me like if the dome is falling. It says, and I saw another mighty angel. Okay, before I go on, remind yourself, always remember this. If in fact, if it is of a truth, or even if it's just folklore, it's written in a way to where whoever was attempting to write it was trying to make it seem, or they did not know too much of the future. It's kind of like saying, trying to describe something from the Stone Age before linguistics is very difficult to do. You know what I mean? When linguistics got here, then we began to have parables and comparisons and metaphors and shit. But as I go on, okay, remind yourself, it's a Stone Age person trying to describe the firmament cracking and falling. All right, this is what I heard. This is what I felt a couple days ago. So it says, and I saw another mighty angel come down from heaven. Heaven we know is up, clothed with a cloud. Okay, so clothed with the cloud. If you've seen Demolition, right, you see clouds and smoke come from everywhere. All right, clothed with a cloud, and a rainbow was upon his head. Basically, that's when it opens. That's when it's a crack. The rainbow lets us know one or two things: either water and sun, right? But the sun's coming next, or glass. So it's not glass, so it's the water and the sun. And a rainbow was upon his head, and his face was as it were the sun, and his feet as pillars of fire. Now, with a rainbow upon the head and the face as the sun, let's take that literal. Let's take it literally, okay? We know that the firmament above is some type of fluid, some type of water. We know that there's a dome. We know that rainbows occur when sunlight hits water, okay? So it says, and a rainbow was upon his head.
We don't all subscribe to a dome. We're on dome. I'm on dome exit.
Right. Like I said from the beginning, I just wanted to give my perspective. Yeah. I mean, to those who don't subscribe to any of it, I'm just tripping how it breaks down to where it sounds like. Basically, I'll make it fast, okay? Imagine these pillars. They keep talking about these pillars, okay? Imagine these pillars shaped like a X, okay? Where it has two long legs like pillars and two long arms. It's shaped like an X. But to some Stone Age person, they would think that this is an angel or whatnot, because this is according to the revelation, it's an extravagant event as I work. And he had in his hand a little book open, okay, yada, yada, yada. And he set his right foot upon the sea and his left foot on the earth. That's why I described the why, because it appears to me that when the pillars of fire, that the one that's on the earth and the one that's on the sea, that's a very big gap, okay? It says, it cried out loud as a voice, as a lion roar. When you hear, okay, I've heard big construction demolitions, but I've never heard something so extravagant as saying that the firmament is falling. All right. So when it says cried with a loud voice, as when a lion roar, that sounds like a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And when he had cried, seven thunders uttered their voices. Now, if this was literal and those pillars where he thinks are legs, right? And what's occurring is this firmament or this dome, whatever it is, falling, right? I'm just tripping. That I can see why it would be uttered thunders and voices and clouds because of the destruction. Last but not least, it says, and when the seven thunders had uttered their voices, basically the sounds of everything falling, the sounds. I was about to write, and I heard a voice from heaven saying to me, seal up those things which you have seven thunders, utter them not. And the angel I saw stand upon the sea and upon the earth, lifted up his hand into the heavens. And so when I read that, I'm looking at it literal. I'm looking at it very, very literal, as if I've known the earth was flat for like 2 years already, okay? And so I'm not I don't subscribe to a firmament. I know there's something as low earth orbit. I know that. I know that the human body cannot leave that. I don't know if there's a medium dividing up the oxygen, which is our atmosphere, from outside of space. I mean, NASA can only tell us their lies, and the rest is just up to us. I mean, but when I read it literally, right, I can actually see it as knowing the earth is flat. And I tell myself, okay, now what if there was this construction obviously a godly construction, not a man-made construction. It would be a godly construction, something that the Most High had placed here prior to Eden and the falling and all that. It just trips me out. So I've been sitting here for over 15 hours looking at the same verse for 15 hours and telling myself, like, why in the hell am I even thinking this? But to me, it just seems like, honestly, it just feels like that. You notice I say I know the Earth is flat, and I'm not a flat earther. I don't subscribe to that to the title like that. You know, it has become a psyop in my reality, because in my reality I can't denounce people due to the fact that they don't want to learn that the Earth is flat. I mean, there's a lot going on besides that. I mean, what about the water? Why are we being taxable? I can go on and on and on. Why flat Earth is just, it's a concept. It's an actual concept that we can never achieve to learn, because they're not going to let us travel. I mean, if millionaires can't do it, how come we, you know, I mean, if they can't do it, we can't either. Sorry for the rant. I'm just, like I said, I've just been looking at this Revelation 10 for a very long time, as well as looking at what has been plagiarized. I mean, who's to say what's plagiarized? Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Can it be also a symbol like, okay, all the chaos, all the governments coming down because of the truth coming out, as the dome, in other words, the dome can be the government as well. They're coming down of all these lies that they gave us already. Can that be as well? I mean, that's another possibility.
Honestly, I'm actually, she's outside. I'm actually off my little square right now. Anyway, I don't really I don't place my mind on stuff like this. You know, I mean, I put my mind on the Most High. You know, I mean, mind, soul, strength, all that. You know, and so that's why, like I said, the Revelation 10 just stood out a couple of days ago when I was just scouring for some information. I wasn't trying to take it to where it's not a curriculum. I'm not gonna make it a curriculum, but no, I thought it stood out. I just thought it stood out.
Dojo, I have a question for you. How do you think that relates to our current topic, which is the social media mind control? Do you think there's any relation to that? Revelations, or?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, because no matter what, I study sociopathology. And when you study sociopathology, one thing that we know for sure is deviant behaviors. We know deviant behaviors, we know criminal behavior, violent crime. We know all these social boundaries. We know all these terms due to the fact that it's like I've explained, it is a disease. It's a social disease. Now, these social diseases, where are they coming from? I heard Cats or White Dove mention the youth and their choices in regards to whatever self-inflicting drug they, you know, that's a hard fight, because now you got to walk into the household. It's difficult to try to change a youth when the youth is not learning that from the household. And so when it comes to mind manipulation or the deviant behaviors, I can see the way Revelation works. It's the only book of prophecy in the New Testament. In the New Testament of the Bible, and anybody, it's all 55% letters written by Paul, who was Saul at first, right? And so the book of Revelation, right, like it says in Revelation 1:2, it says the book of Revelation of Jesus Christ. It's the book of Revelation. It's just one revelation. It's supposed to be his revelation, yada yada. My question is how to get off the island of Patmos if John was exiled. As you're saying though, the mind manipulation is come with the fiscal year. To my belief, the fiscal year is the year of dollar. Cashless society is incorporated, and I don't mean that as a lug, my big OG crypto. You know what I mean? But at the same time, the butt is the cutter, right? When it comes to Bitcoin and these green dot cards and certain states, you don't even touch money no more. They just give you a straight credit card, you know, that it's automatically ushering in the cashless society. So when you look at Revelation and it says you can't buy, sell, or trade or eat without this mark, right? I can take that literal and be like, all right, well, maybe that's the cashless society they're talking about. Or I can take that spiritual. And,
real talk.
you know, but that's just it. I mean, mind manipulation is everywhere. There's nothing we can do about it. That's why my my thing is just peacefully. You know what I mean? Do whatever I can do peacefully. You know what I mean? I seek God all day. You know what I mean? And so it's like the everything drives me crazy. But I've learned to accept it peacefully. When I begin to like say, well, the Masons are doing this, and the Shriners are doing this, and the Ethiopian Jews are this, and Africa's being raided, and Mexico's this, and that is not, to me, to my perspective, that's not a calm soul. That's not soul. You know what I mean? My mind is on soul and soul alone. It's seeking the Most High with all my strength. And trust me when I say my mind is real strong. And so that's why I do a lot of biology, because biology excites me. Like I did a video talking about these alleles, you know, and this is the smallest life form to mankind. It's the smallest. It's the smallest. It's the life right after the vibration. And you can prove it. You can prove it to yourself. All you gotta do is go buy some agar powder. Buy the agar powder, buy some Peptone. I can tell you exactly how to do it. Get you a petri dish, stir that stuff up into the gel, and before you know it, you'll find an antibody in there. Antibiotics are made through agar, and agar is an inorganic compound from the ocean. So it's something about the sulfates in the oceans and the inorganic compounds in the ocean. Once you correspond them with distilled water and stir that shit up in a petri dish, life begins. Life begins. You can prove that to yourself. You can go straight to the corner store and buy exactly what I tell you and begin to stir that shit up, and you will see life begin. This is where antibiotics come from. So it's like I seek the Most High without manifestation. So I try to look into the invisibility, you know, and the allele is the smallest of the small. And it just trips me out because it's like, there's nothing, you know what I mean? It's just, they're magnificent. It's like certain ones, right? Their organ structure changes, but the organ function don't. And so if bacteria, and there's no if, because the method I just explained to you, it forms a bacteria first. And when you add what they call Loth broth, or no, LB, something broth. Is it Loth broth or LaRouche broth or something like that? But when you add the LB with agar and the distilled water on the petri dish and you stir it up, bacteria forms, but it doesn't digest the agar. It digests the LB. The LB is just pure nutrients. And so, like I've always been here trying to explain as Dojo, bacteria is well alive. It digests. It excretes, it pisses and shits. Bacteria is real. And so last but not least, before I end my spiel, you know those little lamps that they put outside in the backyard or around picnic tables at nighttime, and they cut it on and it attracts all the little bugs to it, and all the bugs just fall off because they're attracted to that light. I explained the whole body, the whole being, but I've yet to explain the light body. Everything about our bodies, they're not cells. They're not cells. They're living life forms. They have organs. And so when we look at the images, right, the images are drawn from an analogy of what they may appear, but it doesn't look like that. They look like animals, like real life, like insects and animals. So when I say that light that be outside and you cut it on at nighttime and all the insects draw to that light, imagine that light did not kill the insects. Imagine that light allowing all the insects attract to it to where it just covers the entire light, and it keeps covering and covering. And every crack that light beams out of, more insects cover that light. That is your human body. That is you. You are light covered by nothing but microscopic bacteria, insects, and all that. Everything is alive. Even a pimple is considered a bacteria. Everything is alive. There's nothing mechanical. Man has made things mechanical. Nature has nothing mechanical about it. I would say I yield the floor, but I think Sir Drop might clown me for that. But no, I'm just rambling. Y'all rambling. I'm just rambling. But yeah, I mean, I love biology. And I can tell you right now, genes are real. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So how do you think genes are related to? Well, because like here we're talking about the social media, the deprogramming of, and how we're gonna, how can biology help us to deprogram the social media, programming that they have done through Facebook, Instagram, Google, all these different sites. What are your thoughts on that?
It's not. The only thing that's going to save is the Most High. Like I mentioned, I study biology because it brings me closer to the Most High. I don't study biology to teach it. I study biology because I feel like that's my God gift to do. You know what I mean? Like that's where my mind is and where my heart is. I'll always study biology.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never teach it. But
so do you think that the creator is going to get us out, get the youth's mind straight, and help us move forward out of this?
When you say the youth, right? You're talking in totality. You're talking like in all in all.
I'm talking about all the people, everyone.
I can answer that question. That's a philosophical question, and I would have to answer philosophically. And the philosophical way I like answering is logic. I really don't like to act like a theologian. I don't like to be a theologian, basically explaining what I think of things. I like logic, basically saying that this is what I've learned about life, and this is what my analogy is on life. That's what I do. Now, trying to save all the youth and all the kids, God help us. That's all I can tell you. You know what I mean? But I have no answer for everybody, and I have no answer to save every child. I wish I could. I'd give my life for every child, but we already know how this works. We already know how this works. So, like I said, I don't entertain myself with the things that seems like there's no possible chance. I only seek the Most High from here on out. Those just change. There's one thing. I have yet to pull a sword. I don't even pull a sword. You know what I mean? Empress Lou, you know that shit. I used to collect heads real quick. I don't even do that no more. It's not about that. I've lived a life to where I've experienced enough. I can go mute. I don't really have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because everybody's going to experience the same thing if God is true. If God is true, then we all going to experience the same thing one way or another. First will be last and last will be first. That's what I heard. And so, like I said, how do all the children, they said the kingdom of God is with the children. So there it is. That's that innocence. Shall we all be innocents? Me, I speak fluently. I don't give a shit. I'm going to say what's on my mind, and I think that's where the innocence comes from. It's when your mind is like a child, I would say. I don't know, but I would definitely not ask questions like that out of respect. I would definitely not ask questions where somebody has to answer it for the entire earth or the entire world. I mean, I don't really consider any of us prophets like that. I wouldn't ask you, how can I educate all? Nah, it doesn't work like that. If you ask me something more direct or more immediate,
I apologize. I didn't mean you to take it that way.
There's no apology. I'm just trying to explain. I'm just trying to explain to you. It's all gravy. It's all Gucci. Okay. I'm just trying to explain to you.
I'll check my questions next time. Check.
Oh God damn. You don't gotta check it. It's an easier concept when you don't use the terms like.
I'm just messing with you. Please.
Oh, good. The floor is yours, though, huh? The floor is yours.
Well, I'm sorry, I stepped back. So what happened? I missed out something.
I got a bit lost in that as well. Probably just because it's so late over here and I'm tired.
Yeah, it's late over here too. Well, way past my bedtime anyway.
Yeah, but it's bang on 2 hours. We could end it here if no one else is gonna jump in.
Yeah, I'll say something right quick. I was gonna say, like the Facebook and all that stuff, it's gonna be hard for people to get rid of that because it gives people that don't really have a life like life. They feel like they can be somebody and they can make themselves whoever they want to be. They can act like they out eating at the best restaurant. They can tell you where they at. Like their life is so interesting, and they really probably sitting in their house. Just got pictures from when they went out. So many pictures saving them, so when they can just put them on there and make it look like they doing something, like they're important. And everybody want to be in the spotlight. And I think that's why they know that it's gonna be hard to get away from it.
and be unprogrammed on their part because it's giving them a false sense of hope. You know what I'm saying? It's giving them a, something they can be part of, and it's hard. It's gonna be hard to detach from it because now I'm going from a dude who didn't have no friends or didn't know everybody probably knew I ain't had nothing, but now I'm not around them and they don't know where I'm at. I could just come on this Facebook thing and make it look like I'm just living a life, like you know what I mean. So it's like I could be who I want to be on Facebook. You don't know what I'm doing really because you're not around me. So when they give you that power, you ain't gonna want to let that go.
Yep. Shout out to all the Facebook fakers and catfish out there. You know what I'm saying?
And just people who if they really who they are. It's just the point that they like okay, say for instance me, I don't do nothing. I stay at my house, go to work, come home, do my thing, like play with my kids. But if I was the type of guy that didn't want nobody to know, if I wanted to make it look like I'm more exciting, I'd take pictures. I get cleaned up in the mirror and shave and take pictures of me and all my little outfits that I don't get to wear because I work all the time. And then just at the random blue, pop them on there. Oh, blah, blah, blah. He is out, hanging out with babe, doing this, doing it. Like, and that makes people that don't know what I'm doing every day think that I'm doing something. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's just false advertising, and it gets you likes and thumbs ups and hearts, and it. I guess it's supposed to be like a pat on the back.
But yeah,
so
that's what they got us at. You know what I'm saying? We got to remember that with this social media thing, it done grew way further than we could ever imagine it. Because I can remember when we first got that phone, and I'm echoing, but let me see if I can turn my headphones off. But y'all know what I'm saying. I can't do that. But y'all know what I'm saying, man. We let them into our lives, We when we download all these apps and things, we let them have access to our world. We allow them to enter in and be a part of us that we might not necessarily want the world to see. We give them all access to our cameras, our files, our photos, our children, if I'm saying that correctly. And we just need to be cognizant of what we actually doing to try and get away from this social programming. And you know what we do back here, baby? We back here rewriting the script, We back here rewriting the script. We over on the Discord, and we're gonna rewrite the script, and we're gonna be the programmers of the Matrix. And as my boy Dojo say, I yield the floor. Y'all get back at it. Let's wrap it up.
That's what's up, my man. Hey, on a positive note, though, Facebook and all these other social media outlets has been a convenience for me. I've just went through a 15-year divorce, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If it wasn't for the access of people be able to assess me on Facebook, I would have been in a more bad situation than I am now. You know what I mean? And right now it's just like a whole bunch of stuff just fell in my lap. You know what I mean? And it's all positive. It's all good due to the fact of that social media outlet. Now I'm gonna explain real briefly. I'm a black man, so I'm gonna get mines by any means necessary. If I feel strongly in my heart that it's not sinful, I'm not taking it from somebody. I'm running my business legit. I'm doing what I'm doing, right? Because now I'm networking in Denver. I'm about to head out there in October. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to record all this stuff when it comes to the medicinal field. But my thing is, due to the internet being accessible and the convenience of it, it's allowing me to do things way more promptly. Plane tickets are $98 to Denver right now in October, if I get it now. So there's, like I said, there's a positive and negative because there's a polarity and a duality to everything. To me, I just think that, it's how you stand in the middle, which brings me to Ma'at. I mean, before Ma'at, there had to been, the two polarities had to be an equal in exchange in order to say that there's a balance. And so, like I said, I'm a black man. I'm not struggling, but I have a destiny to do something great. You know what I'm saying? And as long as I'm not sticking these fools up for their cash, I think I'm gonna be all right. I yield to flow.
That's real. Yeah, man. You can certainly use the social media for positive things as a tool, no doubt. But we're talking to generally the people who don't do those sort of things. You know what I'm saying? If they want to get
Yeah,
more positive in life, they may need to start speaking to people and start elocuting what they have to say.
and for the most part, it's definitely not a good thing for a criminal. You got to be the world's dumbest fool if you got all this stuff and you live a criminal life. So like people who do things to get their money to just messed up, and they should definitely have a Facebook or nothing like that. They be the main ones on here showing their guns, all they dope. I mean, it's kind of like
Snapchat,
it's kind of like they think that because it disappeared, it's gone. Man, these people can pull that stuff back up when they get ready. You can be a damn fool if you want to, but it's really they really put it out here to destroy us. But we always can find the good in anything bad. So that's what we do. You know what I mean? That's the God, like the God mind that you get. You gonna always find work for what you get to scratch it or work with them. But some people just use it and it just uses against themselves. But it's like we said, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing, and that's how polarities work. So, but at the same time, it's just that we just, you know what I mean, like cryptos was saying, we give them the access to all that. But if you're just an honest person, you wouldn't even really care about all that, honestly. But at the same time, when you look at how they violate your privacy, and you not even, you're not even if you were not gonna be private, you wouldn't even care. But some people care about not, putting everything out there. I don't want you to be able to just read me like a book. You'll use me then, and that's exactly what they doing.
Real talk.
That's exactly what they doing. They know everything about you, so they can use you. They can throw things in your face, and just like we were saying earlier, you can be talking, you can Google anything, and before you can, before you can go on Facebook, it be all the stuff you Google coming up through your Facebook commercials about it, ads and advertisements on your YouTube too. So
it's definitely your walking algorithm.
So
for sure,
just use it for what you can, I guess, but just be careful of what you do and how you move it. If you're moving in a certain way, you need to watch how you move,
That's real.
And less eyes on you, the better you will be.
Real talk. I just want to step in real quick because I'm finna shut it down on this side. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's on the panel, everybody that showed up. Appreciate you, Dojo, for coming through. We always glad to hear your voice over here on the Discord, baby. We definitely appreciate you coming through, and everybody here. Y'all hold it down. I'm finna mute myself and ride out with that Bow Down Babylon. Thank you, Empress Lou, for that. And then I'll be right back. Y'all keep going. You know how we do in the back chat. Y'all keep going. Yeah.
Peace, man.
All right, Crypto. Peace, Crypto.
But cautious. Like you said, like the social media, it got them so hooked, like the likes and shares are so like it's the new dopamine that they are willing to risk their livelihood and show their illegal shit just to get likes and shares. And that is crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's the new dopamine. For them likes and shares, you will put the dope on there. You will put the pistols on there. Say I'm gonna go. Man, they do everything on there. They'll tell people who they hitting, trying to hit, everything on there. They crazy. For that like and that share though. You know what I mean? And that's crazy in itself.
That shit ain't even no credibility. That ain't shit. That shit crazy. Then your location right on there. They track you down and boom, everybody gone to jail and now you in jail. Man, what the hell? And then it got so serious that they letting these folks have this stuff in jail too. So they making it where you don't even care about going to jail. You don't even care no more.
I was just gonna say that, man. Yeah.
So it's like
they give you internet in there now.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, do what you want. But come to jail, and we're going to still let you do what you want. But guess what? They don't care because they got your ass contained for sure now. They'll let you do all this shit. Just because that's what they want you to do. Just tell it all. That's crazy, man. Just a
They
big
want it to
ass
be our
trap.
meaning of life, huh? Like you said, like that. They want our energy to go to that social media. That's like our meaning of life. Kind of like how religion might have did it for you at one time, and now it's just social media. It's crazy. I mean, you could do it to come up as far as better yourself and your family, like, and then like Dojo was saying how he's using it for productivity. But if you're using it for a means of life to that fulfills your life, just that entertainment and false shit they sell on there, that's not that's what's killing our souls, I think.
Yeah, because it's cool to find your family, find old friends. That's cool. But see, other people ain't gonna be on there for that. They on there just to, you get requests from people you ain't even never met in your life. They just want to have friends. Just to say they got 1,200 friends, 5,000 friends. And then when it's their birthday, about 20 people say happy birthday to them. And you got 5,000 friends.
and if no one says happy birthday, they'll be depressed for like a week, huh?
Yeah, right. Try to say nothing to them. Yeah, it's crazy.
Damn.
That's funny.
But yeah, like you said, it's like for the most part, we aware of it, but majority of the people is working on the side that we talking about. They want their life, they want that shit. They don't care what it takes. They don't think about what it takes while they doing it. They want that attention.
Hey, and guess what? A complaint about people lurking. You lurking. How am I lurking if you putting all your shit on there and it's in my timeline? How am I lurking? What the hell do that even mean? Because I don't put everything in that I do every goddamn day on there, and you mad because I get to see you act crazy or put all your business out there. It's like and they be putting status, about to clean out my friends. People don't. I'm like, why? Just do it. Why you telling motherfuckers what you gonna do? Man,
Yeah.
This is a good old joke though, y'all. If you just sit back and
You
look
making
at
me
shit,
feel like I don't want to use Facebook anymore.
I know. That's how it made me. I'm telling you, it's crazy though. Just look at this shit, man. It be just people just, and then everybody really be using it for putting their little memes and putting together little funny little shit sometimes. But most of the part be then people be all the subliminal things. They be shooting shots at their baby daddy or they man, and you telling everybody what you finna do and how you depressed, and then everybody coming under there praying for you. And come on, it's like a side show, man.
And then as soon as you start posting that truth, though, they don't want to hear that, huh? When you start posting the truth.
Go on, excuse me, y'all. Go on somebody's page and put truth on their page. They don't get no likes, they don't get nothing. It looks like a ghost town. They got for real. And it's
That's what's up.
Still alive.
Yeah.
I'm playing this in the background. My bad.
Hey, what's up with it, y'all? Just I'm supposed to be asleep, but I decided to hop on and say what's up with y'all.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, Josh?
Man, we did this badass 16-mile hike today. It was 8 miles to the destination, 8 miles back. It was amazing. Damien, I'm 263 pounds. Can you imagine my big ass running?
Josh, just the way you said that, man. I could just the way you said that, man. That was classic, bro. The way you answered that question goes down in history as classic, man.
Oh, no, you're with us now. It's gonna be you're with us now.
Don't you be sorry. That shit is beautiful. I love hearing my sister sing.
That was Empress, man. You tripping? No. Go ahead. But yeah, great bill though, family. Great bill, man. Glad to be part of it, man.
Yeah, that was good, man.
Any last messages for the YouTubers and everyone watching?
It's already there. He ain't got.
Wake up, sheeple, wake up.
Yeah, at least they know if you get locked up, you can have your internet in jail too. So.
Oh yeah, you good.
Oh
you
yeah,
have,
they texting.
They have
they
your
texting and everything from the feds.
Yeah, they got honey buns and everything in there.
I got text threads. They texting from the feds and everything. Jails. That is real. That is real as it gets.
Y'all remember me telling y'all? Y'all remember me telling y'all they got tablets up in there? Some of them even got laptops. If you go to the high-end Fed pen, your ass living plush.
Wow. Hey, it was some dudes. They had some damn Zaxby. They had one nigga had a pit bull in the jail. I'm like, damn.
Are you serious, Sean? Come on, dog.
Now you know that's some ghetto ass shit, y'all. Y'all know that's the ghettoest.
This man got a whole puppy in the jail.
That man said, "I need a puppy." That man could have had a laptop. He could have had all kind of cell phones. He said, "Fuck that shit. I want a pit bull."
Dude had Zaxby, and one dude had a 40-inch TV with a PlayStation.
Ain't that indoctrination? You gotta have your man's best friend in there with you, huh?
And guess what? Y'all? When they get out, they ain't gonna care about not going back. They gonna do something to go back, cause hell, it's better in there than out here. They get 3 meals, 3 hots in the cot. They ain't gotta pay no light bill. They ain't got no responsibilities.
Look, now, I want y'all to think how you get home with all that shit when they let you out, though. Like when you get out and you got that 40-inch plasma.
I guess you just leave it to one of your partners.
Okay, yeah, you pass it off.
Hope you can take it with you.
Yeah, they be like, bro, I'll be back. Hold this shit down for me.
Damn.
Hey, but we laughing. We laughing, but that shit is so true. I got people right now who posting shit on Facebook and they locked up, bro. And I don't even got a Facebook page no more. So they posting more shit on Facebook than me, and they locked up. This shit is funny, but so true.
But they smart. But they smart enough not to post pictures. See, they'll post all kind of like, they'll be like, "Oh, it ain't me posting. It ain't me."
What's up, fam?
You only catch the dumb ones posting pictures, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Facts. You're right.
Yeah, they sure do be posting the pictures, but a lot of them smart. They'll just post pictures of when they was out.
Yeah, most of them, when they get a hold of cell phone, they just reaching out to people they know, numbers they know. You know what I mean? Like they ain't gonna give a fuck about no social media. Social media might fuck up them getting their cell phone next time. Most of them.
Hell yeah, that's the worst thing to jump on. I say you'd be better off texting folks, knowing numbers and being like, texting people, than fucking trying to get off on the whoop-de-wop. Like, we already know that's the CIA shit. Like, that's why they try to get everybody. That's why they bullshit everybody with these Sting accounts posting money and drugs and all that shit. Everybody be like, "Oh, I can do it too. Watch." And then fucking, that's when them folks come. Because you was an idiot.
Yep. And then they want everybody to have one. So you can do dumb shit like this. And they got their eye. And now we are. Now we got the all seeing eye every goddamn where. Everywhere.
And you accepted the terms and agreements like a fool.
Yep, and you signed on the dotted line. This is actually, man is merging with the machine. It ain't really nothing they want to really do to you. It just want to make you use everything that's digital and machine and something you got to use to do something with. So you're going to be you slick plugged in. Man, look, if anybody will sit around and watch reality TV, then this is like heaven.
If anybody, most of America do. Shit.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not that they watch it, y'all. It's the fact that people believe the shit is real. Some people you'll talk to, they know that it's scripted and they realize that it's scripted, you know, but still watch the bullshit. But then some people you talk to, they really believe that shit is real.
Yeah,
they think it's real. You talk about keeping up with the Joneses, 1,000, million.
Yeah.
Keeping up with.
Think about this though. You sitting there, look, man, you sitting there, just watching some other people, and you can be doing some shit your goddamn self. Film yourself.
Have your own family out there doing shit, doing all kind of real shit.
And come home and watch that shit. Film yourself all day and come home and watch yourself.
Yeah. Yep. And replay memories in your head and have something to talk with other people about this, you know, nothing to do with that bullshit. I already know that's exactly what the fuck we do what we did today for. Me and my girlfriend took that long ass hike. And that shit is bonding. It's amazing. We was climbing a mountain. I climbed over a mountain. I climbed over my first mountain today. I climbed to the top and over the other side of a mountain. I ain't saying the mountain wasn't 75, 80 feet high, but it was still a mountain and I climbed it.
That's what's up.
Man, all kind of caves, all kind of little corridors built into the rocks, like naturally. Man, the shit's so ill out here. I want y'all to come so bad. And if my ultra pale ass can go out there in the summertime and don't die, anybody can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. We got to start doing something different. Yeah, we've been doing the same thing all our life, and look what the hell it's got us. You know what I mean? That's what
they'll joke around and say that Einstein said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing with expecting different results. Well, that's actually just what the definition of insanity is. Somebody put Einstein's name on it and made a quote out of it. You know, like it is what it is. But that's what we do. That's our society. Our society is the definition of insanity. We keep doing the same shit over and over and over and over and over, expecting to get new results.
Yeah.
But I gotta lay down, y'all. I gotta be at work in like 4 hours. So I love y'all,
Right,
and I'll
bro.
let y'all live.
Peace out, brother.
Peace out. Yeah, man. I'll close it up. I'll close it up now. No worries. I'm gonna jump into the next room, play a song, and jump back in. I'll be back, cautious.
All right, bro.
Okay.
Peace.
Fuck what you heard. Shit, we living in hell. They don't wanna see a young nigga ball. Fuck what you heard. In jail. Yeah, you can't stop my fucking shine. No, you can't stop my shine. And that's the fucking bottom line. Yeah, that's the bottom line. I heard you niggas niggas fucking snitching, know you dropping dimes. But I ain't going back to prison, motherfuck some time. Cause we get it from the mud. All my bloods and my cousins. In the club smoking bud. Show some love cause we dug up. So raise your fucking flag and throw your set. If you living for the day, ain't you banging for a check. Going out the hallway. Going out the hallway. Gotta think it take me out. Gotta think it take me out. Bitch, I'm in my own lane. Bitch, I'm in my own lane. Feel like it's my destiny. Yeah. I'm God of a king, son of a queen. Give me my rings, I'm taking my crown, standing my ground as I walk with my feet upon the earth. Holy hell, heaven fell upon this whole entire turf. Shit, I'm going out the hallway, going out the hallway. Gotta think it take me out, gotta think it take me out. Bitch, I'm in my own lane, we live in hell. Hell wanna see it's my destiny, wanna put us in jail. Yeah, you can't stop my fucking shine, no, you can't stop my shine. And that's the fucking bottom line, yeah, that's the bottom line. I heard you niggas fucking snitching, know you dropping dimes. But I ain't going back to prison, motherfucking time. Cause we get it from the mud, all my bloods and my cousins. In the club smoking bud, show some love cause we dug up. So raise your fucking flag and throw your set. If you living for the day, ain't you banging for a check. I was thinking to myself, and I was talking to myself, and I was looking at myself. Yeah, I was staring at myself, while myself was telling me to get the fuck up on the ground. I told myself to fuck yourself and get the fuck away from around. While myself was telling me, trying to put me in a cell. I told myself to fuck yourself and take yourself and go ahead. Cause I'm the true and living spirit in a young black male, and I come to unveil the spell of the tale. Ghost. Shit, fuck what you talk about. This plane that we stand on is flat. The earth is not a spinning ball. Fuck what you heard. Fuck you talk about. Vaccines. Yeah, I wanna see a young motherfucker killing us slowly. Yeah, you can't stop my fucking shine, no, you can't stop my shine. And that's the fucking bottom line, yeah, that's the bottom line. I heard you niggas fucking snitching, know you dropping dimes. But I ain't going back to prison, motherfucking time. Cause we get it from the mud, all my bloods and my cousins. In the club smoking bud, show some love cause we dug up. So raise your fucking flag and throw your set. If you living for the day, ain't you banging for a check.
Peace to everybody on YouTube. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Peace out, peoples. Much love. Much love.